Okay, now that you're done sectional views, it's time to move on to developing auxiliary views. And what I would suggest is that you quickly kind of go through Chapter 9 auxiliary views just by clicking on that link. Same thing as before. These are your chapter objectives. There is vocabulary in here you should probably know. I would go through, definitely look at all the pictures, get an idea what's going on. Anything that's highlighted you should probably read a little bit about. Maybe read all your chapter headings to kind of get an idea, but don't spend too much time on this. We just don't have a lot of time to kind of cover it. If you have the time on the weekend, maybe read it or something like that then. Okay, back to this. We're going to go in here and click on auxiliary views, and I'm going to have you make this first part right here. So we're going to look at this part. That's a 245-7-4 clamp. This is probably the easiest one, so we'll start there. And we're going to look at this thing that's going to have this angle on it, a 45-degree angle. It's a little bit longer than 2.5, and it's got this angle on it that's going to make things a little odd. So when we go in here, it's because the numbers are decimal places like this, that it's not millimeters. It would be longer than that if it were in millimeters. So we're going to do this English part, start new, inch, create. All right, so go ahead and start this part by clicking on the plane, and we're just going to sketch it first. So I know that it's on some kind of angle like this. You don't know exactly what that is, but that's a good place to start. And I'm going to do a coincident constraint and say this touches here. All right. There was one thing really quickly that we figured out right off the bat, was that had to be 45 degrees. All right, so if that's 45 degrees, we've got that part figured out. Now let's look at the part again. It's 2.5 plus 0.75 here to get out to the end. So we'll put a dimension on here. That is 2.5 plus 0.75. Let me look at something real quick. I'll put that on there, but we've got to make sure that this is in the right spot, because if it's not, see, the 2.5 comes from here, not down here. So I did that wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click on this and delete it. Oops, right click and delete, because that 2.5 plus 0.75 goes up there on that part. Big difference. You didn't see it move a lot, but it did move, so that's the important thing to know. All right, we'll make this 0.38 right here, 0.38. So we got that one figured out. Something happened there, so I'm going to trim that off. But if you didn't have that, you don't have to worry about it. I believe that the top is still going to be 0.38. If it's not stated, we'll say the thickness is the same. So we're going to say that this line and this line are equal. We're also going to say that these two lines right here, they're supposed to be parallel if they're not already parallel. All right, so we got that kind of figured out. The other thing we've got to figure out here is one other dimension for sure, is that this is 1 plus 0.75 there also. So you can do the math in our heads, or we can just do so if it doesn't work out this way, this is where things get weird. You right click as you're trying to do this, and you're going to pick the one that says aligned, because we want it to be aligned with this. And so it was 1 plus 0.75, and that gets us to the height we want it to be. All right, so we'll finish the sketch, and we're going to extrude it, and it doesn't matter which direction you go at all. It doesn't matter, but we have to get the right width, and the width across here is from here to here is 0.75. So the width is 0.75 times 2. We can do the math in our head, but why do that if you can use the tool there? All right, so there we go. We've got that. Now we know that those radiuses on there were 0.75. We've talked about it a couple times. So we'll do a fillet right here on this corner and this corner. There's a corner right there we'll do one on, and a corner right there that we'll do one on. We'll click apply, and we're good on that. So we're going to have two holes we've got to work out here. The two holes in this that go through are 0.68 diameters. So we're going to put a hole, and there's no seat. It's just a hole. It goes through. It was 0.68, and that should go right here. And I'm going to click on that to center it. There should be another one, another hole. Should have clicked that right there. That's what I meant to do. Put that right there, 0.68 right there, and then we got that. So now that's it. Our part is done. So we're going to save this. So we're going to save it as what the part was, and that was 245-7-4 clamp, 245-7-4 clamp, and we'll save that and we'll move on. All right.